Hello everyone, Burb here. I originally wasn't going to do this one because honestly it looked mostly like quality of life. It doesn't really change how we play the game. It's just something that exists that changes how champions meetings work. But I keep getting asked in Discord, why does my champions meeting look different? What has changed with it? So here it is. Consider this bonus content. I wasn't going to post a video today after the big parent guide that I did yesterday. And honestly, after looking into it, I can at least speculate on a few things and a few reasons why they may have made these changes, specifically talking about matchmaking and experience that I've had in other games, and some advantages that the current system will now have over the previous system that may actually affect your Champions Meeting experience. So there's three things that have changed. I'll go over them real quick and go through the implications on the important one first. The big one is, if you've noticed, there's a big scary yellow button now instead of your green button for matching. What this is instead of basically going and matchmaking every single race, you now pre-match all 5 of your races in a singular ticket. When you press that button, it attempts to go and match you with whoever it is for all 5 of your races. This is sort of the speculation part. We don't know if there's any form of matchmaking in this game, but if there's any form of matchmaking in this game, this makes it a lot easier for them to make fair and balanced matches. I come from a MOBA background. MOBAs have a problem, especially in times of very, very low population, like in the middle of night, in matching lobbies properly, because there's just not a high population to select balanced matches with similar elo systems, similar elo numbers that can make it fair and balanced. And what this does is, instead of basically making a pool of every single race and whoever's in the pool there, it instead goes and preloads the entire ticket, which means there's less total queues, which means the population per queue is increased 5-fold, and now they have a much larger pool to go and match people up together. Now, we do know that ghost players exist. We also do know that ghost players probably were a reason that in low population times it was for way for them to go and fill up the lobbies when there wasn't necessarily an even number of players in there. Ghost player is basically, if you match with someone, they didn't necessarily match back with you. The races were all sort of pseudo simulated in terms of the matchmaking to form one race that you would see that no one else would. So this kind of leads credence to the tinfoil hat theory that everyone is a ghost, but I think primarily it is to prevent that as much as possible, because now the matchmaking is using a larger pool. That was the speculation section. I hope that had some value, at least some insight in terms of developer reasons why you would want to add a system such as this. Hypothetically, if there's any form of matchmaking, this should lead to more balanced matches. I don't know what or if they actually go and look at considerations on the UMAs that you put in, or if considerations on current win rate and stuff like that. I can't speculate on that. What I can say is that in a normal situation, this should help the balance of the game. After that, you can also skip CM races now. So if you don't actually want to participate in the CM, you're just looking for carrots, you can go and press 2 buttons now instead of 5 buttons. So instead of having to go in, click race, click skip, click skip, click skip, click end lobby, you can instead view results and do your best TrackBlazer impression and just go 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 and your ticket's done. You do that 8 times, you do that 8 times again, and then you do your finals, and you don't have to even look at a singular race and ever figure out why you lost. It's for those who are just kind of tired of the Champions Meeting and just want to go and grab your rewards. So that is there available to you. You also may notice that the logo has officially changed. Before, you'd have a little star sign based on the actual cup name that it was. So Leo would have the Leo star sign. Now it has the standard Champions Meeting sign, and this is actually coming a little bit early. This may mean that the next Champions Meeting or the one after that goes to the new naming scheme of just calling it what it is, whether it's short, or I guess sprint in our case, mile, classic, long, or dirt. They may swap over to the new naming scheme a little bit earlier than before. Finally, they did add Miss Victoria after the final Champions Meeting. Win or lose, you should have this in the actual concert hall. And also, the actual Champions Meeting version, you will have to record on a computer or your phone, because there is a specific version of it that has graphics that basically is supposed to prove that you actually won the champions meeting. If you win the champions meeting, you will have this little graphic on it, and you'll have the graphic showing the positions in the actual race of the other players that were in your CM finals, and the date and the actual cup that it is. It's meant to be some sort of validation, and some validation in terms of you won this champions meeting. Here's a little token that you can go and share with other people. You will, win or lose, still probably have the Miss Victoria in the concert hall to go and make little fun things with it. And with that out of the way, that's honestly really it. Wasn't really that much. I know. Shout out to Psyduck for a Twitter post that I found from the from Psyaccord that kind of was the changes and made my life a lot easier. So I just want to shout her out. But other than that, this is what changed about the champions meeting. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I wasn't going to post today anyway, so take care. Burb out.